Hi, I've been asked by someone to teach how to keep balance. So let's look at this picture of skeleton first. Now, our body line is keeping the balance at 6 different spots. First, AO joint, head to the neck. Then the neck spinal line to where the shoulder blades meet. And then to the beginning of lumbar spine. Then weights distributed to hip joint. And then goes to ankle knee joint to ankle joint. So if you can balance those 6 lines, it is easier to maintain the structure of your body and in balance. Now that book actually, but this is from Alexander Technique and what every singer needs to know about the body. But I did read a lot of anatomy book. But now, so if you can keep the spinal line, I'm wearing kind of funny clothes so you can really see my center line. And if this center line is in balance, then no matter what I do with the body, I don't really lose the balance. And same as if you look at the body from the sideways, I mean, you can't really see my ankle from there, but those joints are in balance. Then if I lift the leg, arms up, whatever, is easily maintained. Very common thing I see in a class is that most of you, or most of the students, put your head, as soon as I ask to lift the leg up, lock the shoulder and head really in forward. Then you lose you have to imagine those 6 parts of your body are like a plate on top of one another, and then you try to keep the balance. And as soon as you make it rigid, it will fall. You have to keep the mobility, and breath has to be free, muscle has to be free, but not loose, but not tense. Those are the imagination you have to have, and the head, eyes, ideally, really looking forward. As soon as you look down, head is about 6 kilograms, 5 to 6 kilograms, and then so much weight goes to the front side of your spine, and that's very, very difficult to keep the balance. Now, so let's look at a few difficult parts in a kata. So, for example, goju shihosho, the very goju shihodai in known as scared. So this part, everyone struggle to maintain the body weight. So as soon as you shift the body, the spinal line is out, so you will lose the weight, lose your balance, and it all goes to your hip joint and knee and ankle, and I can't even maintain that. But here, keep it much, much easier. Or gankaku. So this bit. That bit is so much easier if you think of this line and then rotating in that spot. And as soon as you have to think about what's happening, and most of us, particularly adults, when you think, you look down. And that's the starting point of losing a balance. So you have to think with eyes up. Even eyeballs down, try to lift your eyes up. Very first exercise we do in the class is this, just lifting leg up and elbow touching. If you can maintain the balance in this, that's so much easier. A lot of teachers or the people think bend the knee up, then you have to tense up, and this will have to work. Rather, just loosen it and think of gravity going down at the same time. One direction is going down and one direction is going up. Rather than try to keep the balance, but maintain a straight line, and with the breath, so much easier to keep the balance and try not to tense up. And then also when you are turning, use your breath. Don't hold your breath. So this part, and also not to sit on a hip joint as well. So here, is one practice method to do that. Okay, and also not to sit on a hip. When you sit on your hip joint, this will automatically happen, and you have to work on your legs. So keep the weight. One direction is going down, one direction is going up. So imagine having a bit of gap between leg bones to your hip. To check that, well, if you have a weight on your hip, when you close your leg, this will happen. But if you have a weight tucked within you, if you move your leg, body will follow. So that's a good way to practice to distribute the center line motion. So when you do the zinc stretch or kicks as well, if it's sitting there, once again, it's so much work where the balance or where the joints are balancing. So if you have a bit of gap in there, any slight shift of the body weight, body can find the balance. But if it's sitting on it, really sitting on it, then you have to work to find the balance. So think in that way. And let's see if you can improve your balance.